Hello, Shaker Heights varsity baseball fans, and welcome to the Red Raider home opener just behind the Russell H. Rupp Field of the Shaker Heights High School. Your baseball team will be having their home opener against the Euclid Panthers. Now, excuse our shaky camera. It is a windy day under the sun out here in Shaker Heights, but what we do know for certain is that Tyler Zach will be getting the start for the Red Raiders. He had one start and he had one relief appearance. His start was against Durango, the Nevada high school, in that San Diego, California tournament. He made his relief appearance just a few days ago in that Saturday game against Hudson. Casey Robinson was the man to start it, and it was honestly not a bad pitching performance overall between the two. 3-0 was your final, but of course Shaker on offense just couldn't get that run support. They were the ones that came up on the short end by 3. Tyler Zach taking his final warm-up pitches. Euclid came a little bit late, but here they are. They really pulled up around 4:25 p.m., so it wasn't exactly ideal. They are the reason this game was delayed. Just a few minutes, however. It wasn't incredibly delayed. Of course, the weather will be a factor here today. As mentioned, the wind is something to keep note of, but also it's going to be a very cloudy one. It could be getting cold a little bit on the earlier side. It could also start raining, but the forecast continued to push back that rain a little bit more each time you check it. And so it very well may just miss the Shaker Heights High School baseball field. So the junior getting the start here today. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Von Ullum here with the call. And the first pitch from Tyler Zach will be making its way to home plate right now. I believe called strike one. It has really picked up with the wind here today. Excuse no on-camera intro over the past couple games. This time it's just a bit too risky. The camera very well might fall over. Tyler Zach, number 22 on the back of his jersey. He enters in today with an ERA of 5.478. I believe it's 2 strikes on the batter. Next offering with the left leg kick and pitch. There's ball. Ball 2. Two and 2 the count. No outs. We're just getting started. That one will find its way in. Strike 3 from Tyler Zach. Out number 1 of the ball game against these Euclid Panthers. Now, Euclid has had a rough start to their GCC performance this year. They have played Menor, and they played them twice. And the first game, they lost 16-0. The next game, they lost 22-0. And so Shaker's looking to replicate that kind of success as the Cardinals did. This one's grounded to C.J. Landrum over at third. He'll make the throw on the first in time. Quick out number 2. In the field today for the Red Raiders, out in left, it's going to be Cole Klein. In center, it's going to be Will Tagan. And in right, it's going to be Nemo Crosby. Now, on the infield, C.J. Landrum over at third, Brett Moore at short. Andrew Burley is actually getting the start over at second. It's a new position for him, at least this season. And then over at first, the typical Will Berglund appearance. First pitch of this AB, down low, ball 1. Tyler Zach off to a good start with the 2 quick outs, and he was off to a good quick start in his last start against that Nevada school Durango. Next pitch, catches the strike zone, strike number 1. 1-1 the count, we're even, 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away. Tyler Zach now with 8 pitches. Can he get out of it with 10 pitches or under? The next offering, cut on and missed. He got him with a pitch down low and away. Great pitch location from the junior that time. And now Kalinowski is in strikeout position. Next offering, cut on and missed once more. There is strike 3 for the second time in the first inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Euclid Panthers, and that's going to bring out the Red Raider offense. We'll tell you all about it and the batting order when we come back. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum here with the call from Shaker Heights. We will be right back. Hello, Shaker Heights varsity baseball fans. Welcome back. We had a great first half of the first inning from Tyler Zach on the mound for the Red Raiders, but now for Shaker Heights, it's going to be Cole Klein leading us off in the batting order. Behind him, also due up the designated hitter in today's game, Andrew Fogarty, and Will Tagan, of course, in the 3 spot. Cole Klein, the left-handed batter, looking to get this Red Raider team off to a good start against this Euclid team that's really playing with a chip on their shoulder after those 2 losses to Menor, 2 big losses to Menor. First pitch cut on and missed. There's strike 1 to open up his AB. Cole Klein has really led off a lot of these games to begin off the season. However, against Hudson, we actually saw him in the 9 spot. Or, excuse me, against Lake Catholic, we saw him in that 9 spot. That next pitch, foul away. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody out as we're just getting started in the bottom of the first. 0-0 is your score. Euclid wasn't able to get anything done against Tyler Zach. Next kick and pitch on its way, and that one got away from him. Really rough pitch. Didn't make its way to home plate. However, that will go as only ball 1. 1-2 the count on Cole Klein. The Red Raiders in their all-white uniforms here today. The next offering, he held up, just barely. And there's ball 2. Once again, off the plate, it's going to get away from the catcher. The pitcher today, Hernandez, number 11 on the back of his jersey. And we're going to get the lefty kick and pitch, and once again off the plate. So from an 0-2 count to a 3-2 count, it's being drawn out a long way by Cole Klein. Klein really fighting well. Hernandez with the 6th pitch of the at-bat. On its way, upstairs, ball 4. Good at-bat from Cole Klein. He wasn't too anxious with the 0-2 count. He works it all the way to full and then draws the walk. Good job from Cole Klein. That's going to bring up another left-handed hitter, Andrew Fogarty. You'll either see him in right field on the mound or in the designated hitter position. Typically, you'll see him in right field, but he pitches pretty well as well. So let's see how he does at the plate. Currently, he's yet to get a hit, so we'll see if today's the day. And maybe it will be. Can this one find the hole? Ooh, the shortstop struggles with it. Can't make the throw. That one will go as an infield single for Fogarty, and indeed he will get his first base hit of the new year. Shaker entering into today 1-5, coming off of those 2 losses last weekend against Hudson and then Lake Catholic. This is their first home game, even though it is their 7th regular season game. So, 2 men on, nobody out. Good start, and it's a great opportunity for Will Tagan to get something done with the RBI opportunity. Perhaps maybe he could even send it over these fences and into the JV field hockey game right behind us. First pitch is going to be the 8th pitch from Hernandez. It's off the plate, ball 1. The game right behind us with 10 minutes left to go, I believe they work it in halves. So in the second half, Shaker's actually beating the Cleveland Heights Tigers, their rival, 7-0 currently. That game started at 4:30. And then they have a 6 o'clock start for the varsity game. Still 1 ball, no strikes after he checked Cole Klein over at second. He's taken a hefty lead. Next offering, once again, bit elevated, bit off the plate, ball 2. Hernandez, 9 pitches, 3 strikes. Not a great start, but he's got the opportunity to clean it up here. Here's a steal attempt by Cole Klein. He'll be in safely with a slide, and a clean slide it was. It'll only be him on the advance. Andrew Fogarty stays put at first. We've now got runners at the corners with nobody out. So now runners at the corners, first and third, with nobody out for Will Tagan. Great opportunity for him here. Next pitch. That one should catch the strike zone. And Cole Klein makes the advance from third home. He'll come in after the faulty throw to second. They were trying to catch Fogarty. Didn't work out. And the wind is really picking up. Our apologies for the camera currently. And so there's run number 1. Stole home. Will Tagan still with the opportunity to get some damage right here, but the ball once again down low. And he'll take his spot over at first. Fogarty steals third, so they're already very aggressive on the bases early in the game. Tagan at first, Fogarty at third. Runners at the corners for the big man, Will Berglund, and he hit a couple home runs here last year. We'll see if he does it again. Got a good opportunity since it's halftime of the JV field hockey game. Here, Tagan's going to steal second without a throw. So now 2 runners in scoring position. Nobody out. Hernandez so far with 13 pitches. The 14th will be the second Berglund sees. 1-0. Shaker leads it at their home field. Next offering. That one, will it catch the strike zone? I believe it did. 1 ball, 1 strike. That is indeed the case. Nobody out. Hernandez having a rough time in the beginning of his day. The next kick and pitch from the lefty will be off the plate. Won't get away from him. Fogarty was thinking about stealing home. He made that first step forward, but the catcher does recover. Taken with a hefty lead off of second. Fogarty follows suit over at third. Taken with a really large lead. You can see it on your screen currently. About a third way there. This one's sent over to the third baseman. He'll handle, making the throw on to first, and it's not scooped up cleanly. Berglund doesn't notice it at first, but he's going to advance all the way to second as well. So that should be an error on the Panthers. Mackey with the one to throw it off target. And so Shaker now takes the 3-0 lead on Euclid. Nobody out. Will Berglund now stands at second. The next man up is going to be C.J. Landrum, the third baseman in today's game. First pitch to C.J. Landrum will be the 17th of Hernandez's first inning. And here it comes. Upstairs. Very much could not hit the target that time, and he's really struggled overall. 17 pitches for Hernandez, 6 of which have been strikes. And now the next offering, down low, it's going to get away from him. Berglund will easily steal third. Hernandez not off to a clean start. Shaker Heights' JV lacrosse team back out. And they are really doing well. 7-0 after the first half. And now we're already going to get a mound visit for Euclid. Hernandez needs to clean up whatever has entered into him starting off this game. 3-0 is the score. Berglund stands at third. Landrum with a 2-0 count. And through his 18 pitches, 6 of which have been strikes, that means he's got a 66% ball tendency. Not a winning recipe if you're Hernandez. C.J. Landrum steps back into the right-handed batter's box. Hernandez needs to slow this game down. It's already let up 3. 0 of which have actually been earned runs. He's walked 2 so far. Landrum, maybe he's going to be able to draw another one. 2-0 the count and the pitch. This one's cut on over to the third baseline. It'll be foul. Picking this one up is Malachi Kranz over on the bench. We should be seeing him some more as well soon, as Malachi Kranz is now available once again for this Red Raider baseball team. 2-1 the count after that fouled pitch from C.J. Landrum. The next offering from the left-handed pitcher is off the plate, ball 3. Berglund still over at third. 3-0 your score. Shaker leads it. Hernandez close to his third walk already. Here's the pitch. Down low. It's going to get away from him. Berglund will steal. And there's run number 4. A quick start for the Red Raiders. It is going pretty good for him. So Landrum starts off his day at the plate 0 for 0 with the walk. Quentin Garnett is now up. He's the catcher in today's game. Hasn't had to scramble as much as this Panther catcher has. And now we're going to get time called by the umpire. I believe he's saying something to the pitcher. I think that was a balk. So a balk now for Hernandez. Not exactly what you were expecting, but Landrum now takes second off of the balk. And so Hernandez really not having a time on the mound to begin his day. I mean, a balk, how rare, especially this early into a game. We actually saw a balk from Tyler Zach, the starting pitcher for Shaker today. We saw a balk from him against Hudson after he fell over on the mound, which still was a surprising call considering he didn't really make a motion towards home plate there. The umpire saw that motion from Hernandez. That pitch was fouled off, so 0-2 the count to Quentin Garnett. 24th pitch from Hernandez is on its way to Quentin Garnett on the 0-2 count. This one's inside. It's going to get away from him. Landrum going to steal third without a throw. And so the errors are really racking up early for the Euclid squad. And speaking of which, they played John Hay the other day. They lost by 2, 13-11. Euclid had 16 errors defensively. This one's lined in the left field. It's going to get to number 6 out in the outfield. Quentin Garnett rounds first, but he'll be content with that. There's an RBI for the senior wearing number 6. 5-0 now your score. It's not going to come easy for Euclid today. That'll bring up Brett Moore, number 1 on the back of his jersey. He's got Quentin Garnett standing over at first. You can imagine they're going to try some more steals if they can, and why not at this point. And here it's going to get away from him. Or I believe, oh, it hit him on the foot. First pitch to Brett Moore, ran in and got him. So, runners at first and second. RBI opportunity for the next man up, and that next man up is going to be Nemo Crosby, number 13. 5-0 your score. Shaker leads it. Behind us now, JV's leading Heights in women's lacrosse. Now it's 10-0. Another pitch gets away. Runners at third and second. 1 ball to Nemo Crosby. The next offering cut on and missed. He went down low with the swing. Big 2 RBI opportunity for Crosby. 1 ball, 1 strike to the senior. The next offering cut on and missed. Once again, this time the pitch was upstairs. Crosby currently yet to get a hit. Here's the next offering off the plate. Now here's the next offering. A 2-2. He got him swinging. So Hernandez gets his first out on the mound. Nemo Crosby goes down swinging. And his rough streak at the plate does continue, but he should get another crack at things, especially if Shaker's offense continues to produce as much as it has. Andrew Burley's the next man up. First pitch is off the plate, ball 1. Burley capping off the lineup here today, or at least in the batting order today. Next pitch, ball 2. He's the second baseman today. He's the 9th man in the order. He's only had 2 at-bats, one of which he was able to capitalize on with a single. 2 men on, 1 man out now. That last pitch is strike. And here's another one. This one's fouled off over to the left side. Foul. Indeed. So now we're even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Shaker now with a 12-0 lead in JV girls lacrosse. The next pitch taken for ball 3. So now we're able to count it down. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And the payoff pitch to Andrew Burley is cut on and missed. Drop third strike, so he's going to bolt his way over to first. The throw off the glove of the first baseman, so he's actually going to make his way to second. Garnett from third home, and Brett Moore makes his way to third. So he struck him out, but Euclid's struggles continue. There's run number 6 for the Red Raiders. There's 1 away with 2 men on in scoring position still. And we're back to the top of the order. That's Cole Klein. His first time up, he got a walk. He later came in to score a run. Of course, with 9 men in the batting order, you have 2 men on base. You have 6 runs, and you have that 1 out from Nemo Crosby. This one's lined over the center fielder, or excuse me, in front of the center fielder, over the shortstop, and there is an RBI single for Cole Klein. So run number 7 comes across now. Burley over at third, Klein at first. The next batter up is Andrew Fogarty, stealing second on that ball that once again got away from the catcher is Cole Klein. He's to second. 2 men in scoring position for Fogarty. Fogarty actually 0 for 1. He reached on an error his last time. This one's off the plate once more. Euclid already with 2 errors. Two balls, 2 men on, 1 out in the form of that strikeout earlier. And this one over the head of Fogarty. That'll bring in the other run from third. Cole Klein advances to third. And now 8-0 is your deficit. And yes, only 1 out in the first inning. Euclid, my goodness, having a rough go. That was his 42nd pitch. Only 3 of these 8 runs that have come across, only 3 of them are earned. Shaker only with 2 hits. They've walked 3 times. They've actually struck out twice, but they weren't able to get that second out as the drop third strike was thrown off the first baseman's glove. So here's walk number 4. Andrew Fogarty takes the other corner. Cole Klein already occupying third. And here comes Will Tagan once again. Another RBI opportunity for him. Had an RBI opportunity last time. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum. It has been a very one-sided affair through one inning, and this one is sent over to the third baseman. That throw will be taken in on time. It'll be a sacrifice ground out. Will Tagan is the second out of the first inning. 9-0 now your score. Berglund comes up. And the first pitch to him, cut on and missed. Hernandez with over 45 pitches now. Next one also cut on and missed. Throwing a very nice pitch that goes low when you're expecting it to go high. It's got a nice dip to it. Berglund 0 for 1. This next one gets away. Ball 1, and Fogarty steals third. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Hernandez is 1 strike away from stopping the bleeding, but Shaker is 1 RBI away from getting double digits across in the first inning. But there's strike 3. Will Berglund goes down. So it was actually a 3-strikeout inning for Hernandez. The final stats for Hernandez, 49 pitches, 21 strikes. So, of course, 28 were not. They were balls. And so he hit a batter. He walked 4. He gave up 2 hits. Only 3 runs were earned. He faced 13 batters through the inning. So, Shaker Heights, let's just say they're doing pretty well through the first inning. 9-0 is your score. We'll see if the mercy rule will be intact. Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll be right back as Tyler Zach returns to the mound. Excuse the wind once more. The wind is blowing in from left field, which is conveniently exactly what we don't want for the setup. Next pitch from Tyler Zach will be called strike. 0-2. Tyler Zach having a much easier time compared to Hernandez. Hernandez, 49 pitches. Tyler Zach he's had 12 pitches, now 13. That was ball 1. 1-2 the count, nobody out. 9-0 your score. Shaker Heights leads it. And the batter goes down swinging. Turos is 0 for 1. 3rd strikeout from Tyler Zach. And the next man up is Anderson. Anderson, the left fielder in today's game. First pitch cut on and fouled its way back into the backstop. Quentin Garnett, the catcher in today's game, he's catching the balls and strikes and not letting anything get too far behind. 16th pitch from Tyler Zach. Comeback to Tyler Zach. Quick reflexes and a quick throw to first in time. And a great defensive play for the second out. A great comebacker. And the 13-0 lead for Shaker Heights JV women's lacrosse stays intact. Slowed down production a little bit, but really done well. The next pitch, down low, ball one. Very good pitch selection. Very, very close. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. The next offering, ball 2. Off the plate and a little bit elevated. The Shaker Heights varsity women's lacrosse teams getting set for the 6 o'clock start time. JV playing some ball today too. The freshmen playing some baseball too. Some Lake Catholic Shaker Heights. It's a freshman game. The next pitch, excuse me, full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The next pitch, cut on and sent down the first baseline. It's just a bit foul. Shaker Heights, 22 pitches so far, 15 of which strikes. Tyler Zach on the mound. He's got a great game going. A questionable call. The low strike is not working for the Raiders. So, first base occupied. First pitch, ball 1. 2 outs. Baco, the batter. Hernandez, the runner. Hernandez, the pitcher, to really struggle in this one. 2 strikes. He got him swinging. 2 outs. 1 strike away. And ball 1. $26 pitches for Tyler Zach. The next offering, cut on and missed. That's strike 3. The Red Raiders can do some more damage. They've really laid it on the Euclid Panthers, and so it's their time to go out and shine once again. 9-0 your score. Hernandez already with 49 pitches, and let's see what damage they can do once again. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum. We will be right back. Shaker Heights up 9-0. CJ Landrum, the next batter up. He's 0 for 0. He came across as a run to score, but he walked, leading to that 0 for 0 output. First pitch, down low. It's going to get away from the catcher once more. There's pitch 50 for Hernandez. 50 pitches, 21 strikes. Not a good ratio, especially if you're looking to attack pitchers. It's just seeming like he's struggled to hit the target. The next offering, this one ran inside, almost got him. CJ Landrum hitting .273. Not a bad average whatsoever. This one sent down the third baseline, or actually fouled off a little bit more. But the main point is it was foul. Euclid with 2 defensive errors already. They have struggled so far. Two balls, 1 strike. The next offering from Hernandez is way up high, ball 3. Landrum, Garnett, and Moore, the 3 men due up. Landrum, the third baseman in today's game, typically a first baseman if you see him out in the field, but today coach decided to do something different. This pitch down low, ball 4, a walk for CJ Landrum once more. Some patient at-bats have resulted into those 2 walks. So, the first man is on. That'll bring up Quentin Garnett. Garnett, in his first plate appearance, singled and later scored. Batting 143, so not exactly a good average, but he's looking to get some more hits today. Trying a double play, and that's 100% error. Went right by him. Just couldn't play the hop, I suppose. And Quentin Garnett will more than likely be called on reaching for an error. And that is the case. 3 errors for the Euclid defense now. Brett Moore, the next man up. He's playing shortstop today. Nemo Crosby, the next man due up. Burley, if he gets the chance, will also be due up. The next offering, this one's high, very upstairs. That's pitch number 56. One ball, no strikes as we're opening up the count to Brett Moore. 9-0 your score. CJ Landrum taking a hefty lead. Next offering is once again going to get away from the catcher. Landrum steals without a throw. Garnett follows suit. 2 men in scoring position. Nobody out. The JV lacrosse team, the women's lacrosse team, now up 16. Just about to close this game off with a win. Here is another steal of home as baseball gets away from the catcher once more. And at a point, you got to question, is it somewhat the catcher's problem as well? He's really struggling to keep the ball in front of him. And it shouldn't be in the dirt, but you got to keep the ball in front of you. That's the job. 10-0 your score. 3 balls, no strikes. That is a foul off. 3 balls, 1 strike. The 60th pitch from Hernandez is on its way. Brett Moore, the batter. And that one's going to get away from him once again, but we're not going to get a steal attempt. Brett Moore walks, and now we got runners at the corners. So that'll bring up Nemo Crosby. He went down swinging the first time up. First offering off the plate, ball 1. The wind once again picking up from left field into right. Shaker Heights won that JV women's lacrosse game 16-0. A great offensive output for them there. The ball is going to get behind him. And Brett Moore is going to steal second. That was ball 2. And Shaker has given up on stealing bases. Excuse me. They're saying Brett Moore needs to head back, actually. Not exactly sure what the case is. The umpire now talking to the dugout. And now we're back to the action. 2 balls, no strikes, nobody out to Nemo Crosby. Crosby down on strikes the last time. This one cut on and missed. Looking to not go down on strikes once again. Runners at the corners. Next offering. This one going to get away from him once again. Except it's kept in front of him this time. Three balls, no strikes, and there, 3 balls, 1 strike, and there is the walk. Bases are loaded for Andrew Burley. RBI opportunity, if you ever saw one. The outfielders getting a little restless. One guy in center field is just about on his knees. He's just a bit tired. This game has started about an hour ago. .538 is the time. 4:30 was your first pitch. And now the next pitch taken for ball 1. Burley cut at the first. 2. Now the next offering. He will swing and miss. Strike 3, Andrew Burley goes down. So there's out number 1. Bases are loaded for Cole Klein. He's back up. He's 1 for 1. He walked as well. He came across to score in both of the opportunities. That pitch off the plate. $10-0 your score. This one's sent up. And will it drop down? It looks like it will. Euclid can't catch a break, and that's going to bring home another run. They're going to hold off on taking some more bases to limit the damage. Or, I don't know. They're trying to play the respectful game. And so 11-0 is your score. 1 out. Fogarty the next batter. He can have some strength on him. We'll see if that's the case. And that pitch upstairs almost came in and got him. The 1-0, that'll get away. 2-0. Fogarty got a run to come across. He's actually 0 for 1 due to him reaching on an error. He did walk once, however. And the next pitch ran in, almost got him once again. 3 balls, no strikes. The evening really not getting better for Hernandez. The 75th from him is to be delivered. And it's low, it's away, and it's ball 4. 75 pitches, 29 strikes. And there's run number 12. It has gotten a bit ugly. Will Tagan, the next batter. And he'll take pitch number 1. And that was the right decision. One ball, no strikes, 1 away after the Andrew Burley strikeout. This is, oof, God, this wind has been such a factor in this game. We're getting this set right back up. Will Tagan with the next pitch upstairs. 3 balls, no strikes. Or excuse me. Oh, that was ball 4. So run number 13 comes across. And now it's Will Berglund's turn. First pitch, ran in, almost got him. Oh, it looks like it did. Yes, indeed. Run number 14. CJ Landrum is now up. Landrum with another RBI opportunity. The 81st from CJ Landrum on its way. Foul. Over down the third base line. Next offering. Inside, and it got him. 15 runs scored for the Red Raiders now. One out in the bottom of the second. Next offering. This one's cut on, fouled that. 1 for 2 is Quentin Garnett. 15-0 your score. This one's sent right in between the shortstop and second baseman, and they're actually not going to get there at first. And the center fielder struggled to pick it up too. So now we got runners at the corners. And I believe that means now it's going to be 17-0. 84 pitches for Hernandez. And now it looks like we might be getting a substitution. And I believe we will. So as we get the substitution, it looks like it's going to be number 1 on the mound. We'll see how he does when we come back. Shaker up by 17. We'll be right back. Thank you very much for tuning in here from the Shaker Heights baseball field. We're back. The first pitch gets away from the catcher, but we're not going to see the advance. The catcher has had his work cut out for him here today. 17-0 is your score. Mooring is now the pitcher. Next pitch, upstairs. Ball 2. Runners at the corners for Brett Moore. Next pitch, upstairs once again. And Shaker has almost Shaker Heights has almost having a this next pitch upstairs once again. Ball 4. Nemo Crosby is the next man up. Bases are loaded. Nemo Crosby 0 for 1. Next pitch, thought about going for it, he didn't. And this next one, once again, down low. If Shaker Heights gets 25 runs batted in, then we will do a mercy rule for the broadcast. There's another run scored. They did get they did get the run coming across to score, 18-0. I believe 20 is where we are going to cut this one off. Andrew Burley is back up 0 for 2. The next is down low. If Andrew Burley gets these 2 runs to come across, that will more than likely be the end of this one. We also don't want the broadcast to go on for too long. However, there's strike number 1. Again, Andrew Burley 0 for 2. He is, through the first 2 games he's played, it's been a .500 batting average. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. This next one, upstairs, ball 3. The payoff pitch to Andrew Burley will be coming its way in just a moment. Runners at the corners. The next pitch. This one's going to be a tapper. Will they get the throw off? They won't. It was a good play for Mooring. However, he wasn't able to move, or excuse me, he wasn't able to make the throw. Andrew Burley was really hustling to that one. And so now Cole Klein is back up. 19-0. This one lined into the shortstop, excuse me. And now bases are loaded once more. Again, 20 runs, and we're going to call this one for the mercy rule of broadcasting. First pitch to Andrew Fogarty, almost ran in and got him. And there's ball 1. One ball, no strikes. Next pitch to Andrew Fogarty, cut on and missed. A weakling down the third base line. Now we're getting a bit of cleat maintenance. The Euclid pitcher had a bit of a shoelaces untied. That pitch, up and away. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Now the next offering for Mooring. Cut on and missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mooring close to getting out of the inning. Shaker Heights with a 10-run second inning. The next one, ooh, called strike 3. And so we'll stay alive. 19-0 is your score. We'll be right back. Thank you very much for tuning in. It hasn't been a pretty one for Euclid, but we will be right back. Thank you very much for tuning in. We might be getting a couple substitutions. Malachi Kranz is in for shortstop. We'll tell you some more about it. We'll see if we get some more substitutions. Andrew Fogarty, now the pitcher, wearing 4 on the back of his jersey. And now it looks like we got a bit of a delay. Now we're back to it. Shaker Heights up 19-0. Hasn't been a pretty one for him so far. Mackey, the batter, the next offering, cut on and missed. Or excuse me, that was his second pitch. Strike 2. Next offering, this one's down low. Two balls, 1 strike. Mackey 0 for 0. Now this next offering gonna get away from Quentin Garnett. Or excuse me, it's actually Braden White now in. And now the next pitch. Strike number 2. And there's strike 3. Good pitch location from Andrew Fogarty. He'll get the strikeout. And there for the Red Raiders is strikeout number 5. Next offering, this one right down the middle. Next pitch looked a bit inside. Ball 1. And next pitch, I believe, didn't hit the strike zone either. So 2 balls, 1 strike. There's 1 away after the last strikeout. Next offering. This one. Ooh, just barely missed. 3 balls, 1 strike. Now this one upstairs. There's a walk from Andrew Fogarty. So, 1 man on, 1 man out. Currently, with the new defensive substitutions, we have Colin Richard over at left. We have Cole Klein over at center, and we have Nemo Crosby over in right. For the infield, we have C.J. Landrum over at third, Malachi Kranz over at second, or excuse me, over at shortstop. There, Braden White trying to gun him down over at second, not able to make the play is O'Shea Howard. Abdul Whale is the batter. And this one should be right down the middle once more, and that indeed is the case. Now they got him caught up in a rundown. And did they get him? I don't believe they did. So he's over at third now. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. No balls, 2 strikes to Abdul Whale. This one's cut on and missed. Braden White with the throw on the first, and now they're going to try to steal home. And it'll get away from Braden White, and so he'll be in to steal home. So 19-1 is now going to be your score. Two outs. Currently got Deloach 0 for 1 up at the plate. The next offering will be right down the middle. Strike one. This one down low once again. 2 balls, 1 strike. And now we're going to get a moment for the national anthem. So give us 1 second. First guy up is going to be Colin Richard. 3 runs will bring us to the end of this one. First pitch to Colin Richard. Upstairs, ball 1. Colin Richard just substituted in for Will Tagan. Will Tagan was center field. Colin Richard now is left field. Cole Klein actually moved into center. He was leading us off anyway, but he is still in. That next one, ball 2. Euclid really struggling here today. Two balls, the next offering. This one just barely caught the strike zone. Strike 1. Mooring currently with over 20 pitches already. Their last guy had 84. And so they had to go to their bullpen quickly, as currently this is only the 3rd inning. There, Richard is out. O'Shea Howard, the next man up. There's ball 1. First pitch to Howard was a ball. 25 pitches from Mooring. The next one cut on and missed. Strike 1. 19-2 your score. No one on base after the Richard strikeout. After Howard would be C.J. Landrum. The next pitch, down low, ball 2. Entering today, Euclid had more defensive walks given up than strikeouts, and you can tell why. O'Shea Howard with a 2-1 count. Next offering. Or excuse me, a 3-1 count. And that's going to be off the plate. Walk for O'Shea Howard. So 1 man on, 1 man out in a 17-run ball game. O'Shea Howard takes his lead from first. Next pitch to C.J. Landrum. Looked right down the middle. Strike 1. C.J. Landrum has been up to the plate twice already, but he's technically 0 for 0 because he walked twice. And this time, he sends it right to the third baseman. He struggles with it at first. Here's the throw. He's out, just barely. O'Shea Howard did move over to second. We'll see if that helps the Raiders out. With C.J. Landrum going out, Braden White is the next man up. First pitch to him, I believe him, was strike 1. There's 2 outs for White. Or excuse me, it was ball 1. Braden White can hit some home runs. We'll see if he can do so here. And that one sent over foul over to the left side. That had some home run distance on it. Just needed to send it over this way. 19-2, still your score. Now we've got 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. After Braden White would be Malachi Kranz, who's just subbed in for Brett Moore. Next offering, this one inside, ball 2. Braden White now. 2 balls, 1 strike. Next offering, this one's cut on, and it'll be a strike. O'Shea Howard will make his way over to second, or excuse me, over to third. The next pitch to Braden White. He's got 2 balls, 2 strikes on it. This one's cut on and missed. That'll take us to the fourth inning. Shaker down, or excuse me, up by 17 runs. They're really doing well here today. The Euclid pitching has not been doing well, and it's quite evident. Thank you very much for tuning in. Shaker up by 17. We will be right back to continue the call of the game. We'll see who's pitching once again. Sam Luther is now going to be the pitcher. We had Tyler Zach start us off for 2 innings. Now, last inning, we had Andrew Fogarty. Now we're going to have Sam Luther. So we've had 2 juniors and a senior here today on the mound. Again, it's a 17-run differential. Sam Luther has been pitching pretty well. We'll see if he can continue it with the Euclid Panthers. That first pitch outside, ball number 1. Next pitch, this one, cut on and miss, strike number 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And this one, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on the batter. Now the next pitch, cut on, this one, lined into center field. Cole Klein tried to get down and make the play on it. Now rounding second, but he's not going to go much of anywhere else. There is out. Or excuse me, there is hit number 1 at the top of the 4th. So 1 man on first. That's Hernandez. He was the very first pitcher who pitched 84 to start us off for Euclid. Here's a pickoff attempt. Hernandez is safe. Now the next pitch. He was showing bunt, not going to work. Here's ball 1. Here's another bunt attempt. This one's going to go to Sam Luther. He's going to throw this one on a first. Rounding second was Hernandez, but he's not going to go much of anywhere else. If the end of the top of the 4th is still, if the Red Raiders are still up by 15, we're going to call this one short. We don't really typically try to get the baseball broadcast going over 2 hours, and we're only 8.5 minutes from that mark. So Hernandez leading off of second. Now there's 1 out. The batter now currently is Mackey. First pitch to him will be strike 1. Currently behind us, the Varsity Shaker Heights women's lacrosse team has gotten underway. It's 3-2 Shaker Heights. It's been a good game so far. They were just up 1-0 moments ago. That kind of went away. This next pitch missed the mark. Ball 2. This next pitch. Ooh, ball 3. So, 3 balls, 1 strike. Sam Luther on the mound. That was his 10th pitch. And now his 11th is on its way. Here's the stealing attempt. Will they get him? They will not. It'll actually make its way into left field. And with that strike, it was strike 2. So now we're going to have to count us down. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 17-run ball game still. After that steal, we now got a man on third. Now just got another score behind us. Alexis Glinsler getting the goal for Shaker Heights. Here's the next pitch from Sam Luther. Inside, a walk. Or excuse me. Ooh, called. Strike 3. And there's out number 2. Or excuse me. Now we just get the correction. Sophie Goldstein was actually the goal scorer. Alexis Glinsler scored the one beforehand. So 2 outs, runner over at third, swing and a miss. Shaker 1 more out from the broadcast concluding. Our apologies out here in Shaker. But again, we don't really like the broadcast going too long for these baseball games. And of course, if you want some more Shaker athletics, women's lacrosse would be happy to have you. It's a great game out here on the Russell H. Rupp turf. 2 strikes, 1 more away. And that pitch upstairs. Euclid stays alive. Be a bit surprising if they make a 17-run comeback. But here we go. Sam Luther with a kick and pitch. The righty strikes him out. There's strike number 3, and that will conclude this broadcast. Shaker Heights currently is up by 17, and if they stay alive for at least an inning and a half more, it will be the end of this one. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Von Ullum. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, our apologies for ending this one late. It's just a 17-run differential. Shaker really having a good time against these Euclid Panthers. Now, tomorrow, Shaker's actually on the road against the Euclid Panthers. We should be seeing you tomorrow. Or actually, excuse me, looks as though we might be getting the game actually ending early anyway. And that indeed we are. The game ending early. So how about that? Only played 3.5 innings of baseball. But that was enough we needed to separate the two. 17 runs will be the final. Shaker wins 19-2, and here come the handshakes. So, thank you very much for joining us. My name is Von Ullum. We'll see you tomorrow. Once again, that time it'll be in Euclid against these Panthers. Maybe we can expect another outcome like this one. Shaker now with their second victory of the regular season. That moves them to 2-5. However, Euclid now 0-3 in the GCC. We'll see how they'll do tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining us. We will see you in that game.